which so far they have not. And Kimberly, it doesn't sound like Lamar is in any kind of hurry. What are you hearing?
No, Lamar is not in any hurry, much to our surprise, being that we thought this would all get done last year. But here's the thing. The Ravens want to lock him up, but these conversations are in Lamar's hands. When these talks take place, that will be on Lamar. But one thing I do know is the Ravens are not an organization, unlike some, that could try to put some language in there, try to take advantage of the fact that he does not have a traditional agent. He's rep by his mom. His mom will have a lawyer, somebody look over a contract whenever it's on the table. But Lamar is betting on himself, and he's bucking the status quo, which I love. I love people who bet on themselves. But here's the downside is that a lot of people will say, well, what if he gets hurt? He's a guy who gets hit an awful lot. But the counter to that is, what if he doesn't get hurt? What if this team is healthy? What if he's healthy and they win a Super Bowl? The Ravens know they will have to pay up at some point. The question is just when.
Ravens went through this years ago with Joe Flacco, right? And then he did win the Super Bowl in the last year of his contract, and they had to pay him. Dan Orlovsky, what do you think about the way Lamar is approaching this?
I think it's smart. I think when you are one of the best in the world at your job, patience always pays off, because eventually someone is going to pay you what you believe you are deserving and earned of. Lamar Jackson last year, the Ravens with 6 weeks to go in the season were the #1 seed in the playoffs. He was the MVP of the NFL, and they had one of the most decimated rosters in the history of the NFL when it came to injuries. So you're sitting there and when you have to come to this decision of paying a quarterback organizationally, you guys have heard me say this. Is he good enough to overcome some of the roster deficiencies that we will face when we pay him all this money? Last year proved that Lamar Jackson is. And I think the Ravens can take comfort in that, and also the fact that they draft really well historically. So I think he's the type of player that once you decide to pay Lamar Jackson, it's whatever you want, because you've already proven that you can carry a depleted roster.
Booger, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Dan a little bit. I think patience is the key for both sides. I think if you're looking at it from the organization side, they're simply saying this: we are ready to pay you whenever you're ready, Lamar. However, if you want to wait, we're okay waiting, because we still want to see a little bit more. He was the MVP toward the end of the season last year before everything went haywire in Baltimore. However, we still need to see Lamar continue to progress, and he gets hit a lot, Kmart, so we're not necessarily in a hurry to throw him $50 million a year. So the Ravens organization is willing to be patient. From Lamar's side, he'll say this: hey, if I can stay healthy throughout this season and we can win and play to the level that I think we can play at, I'll be deserving of the highest paid quarterback position in football and that $50 million a year. So I think the word Dan used is patience. I think both sides are willing to be patient for different reasons.
Meantime, Lamar Jackson will make about $23 million this year on that fifth-year option tag, so that'll carry him, at least, we think, for a little while.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.